Hello children, today in this part we will learn about atomic spectra and line spectra of hydrogen. In this section we will learn about the interaction of electromagnetic radiations with microscopic particles. Here we take the light as a source of energy, which is a electromagnetic radiation. Before that we should know what is a white light or what the light is composed of or how is the spectrum formed. When a white light is passed through a prism, it splits into different colors. We know that these different colors are of different wavelength. This series of colored bands are called spectrum. This series of colored bands are called spectrum. Here in this picture we can see that when a white light is passed through a prism, it splits into different colors. That is, the red color is deviated the least and the violet color is deviated the most. That is, these are of different wavelength. Red color have the wavelength 700 nanometer and violet have the wavelength 400 nanometer. So in general we can say that a wave with shorter wavelength bends more than a wave with longer wavelength. Now we studied about spectrum, which is a band of colors of light with a different wavelength. So we can say what is a continuous spectrum. That is, such a spectrum having the full form of VIBGYOR is known as continuous spectrum. That is, it ranges from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. This spectrum is known as continuous spectrum. Remember that visible light is just a small part of the electromagnetic radiation and also it is a discrete packets of energy. This electromagnetic radiations interacts with atoms or molecules. So when they interact, they give a spectrum which is known as atomic spectrum. There are two types of spectrum. That is, first one is emission spectrum and second one is absorption spectrum. Now we can see how the spectrum is formed. When an electromagnetic radiation is irradiated on an atom or molecules, they absorb some energy. That is, when an electromagnetic radiation interacts with an electron, it absorbs some energy and moves to the higher state. We know that the higher state, the higher energy electrons will want to come back to the normal state. How it will come back? It will come back by emitting energy as radiations. This emitting energy, when it is emitted, when it come back to the normal state, this emitting radiations will be in various regions of electromagnetic spectrum. If its wavelength, if the wavelength of the emitting radiation is of 400 nanometer means we can see it as violet color, or if the emitted radiation is of 700 nanometer means we can see it as in red color. This is how we get an spectrum. Now we will look what is an emission spectrum. I told you that atomic spectra are of two types. First one is emission spectra and the other one is absorption spectrum. First we can look the details of emission spectrum. That is, the spectrum of radiation emitted by substance that has absorbed energy is called emission spectrum. Only some energies here, only some energies of radiations are absorbed by the atoms or molecules. So it emits that radiations of the energy having that particular color. Okay. Next is absorption spectrum. When light is irradiated to the sample, some of the radiations or energies are absorbed. So if we take the spectrum of the remaining radiations that has passed through the sample, we can see some wavelengths are missing or some colors are missing in a spectrum. Those spectra is known as absorption spectra. This is how it happens when a source of energy is passed through a sample, it gives emission spectra. When we take the emission spectra, we get the emission spectra like this, and the absorption spectra is like this. Missing colors are there in the absorption spectra, and whatever the radiations, whatever the energy is absorbed and emitted by the atom, we can see the emitted radiations here. This is emission spectra and this one is absorption spectra. Now, all in all, we can see that the study of the emission or absorption spectra is spectroscopy. It is referred as spectroscopy. Now, we will move on to the line emission spectra. The emission spectra having bright lines with a dark space between them is known as line emission spectra. This line emission spectra is of great importance. Line emission spectra is of great importance because it helps in the study of electronic structure. That is, each element has unique line emission spectra so that we can identify the what the element is. German chemist Robert Bunsen was one of the first investigators to use line spectra to identify elements. Now we will learn about the line spectrum of hydrogen. When an electric discharge is passed through gaseous hydrogen, the hydrogen molecule dissociates, and these energetically excited hydrogen atoms emit electromagnetic radiation of discrete frequencies. That is, the hydrogen spectrum consists of several series of lines named after the discoverers. The first among them is Balmer. In 1885, he showed that if spectral lines are expressed in terms of wave number, then the visible lines of the hydrogen spectra obey the following formula. That is, we know that wave number is represented as nu bar, and we know that nu bar is 1 by lambda. So the formula for the Balmer series is 1 by lambda, or nu bar is equal to R into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by n square. Here n is greater than 2, that is 3. N can take the values 3, 4, 5, etc. And R is the Rydberg constant. R is the Rydberg constant. So those series of lines which obey this formula, is known as Balmer series. And this is the only series which comes under visible region. I told you earlier that hydrogen spectrum consists of several series. So, Johannes Rydberg, he is a Swedish spectroscopist, described all these series with a general expression. This is the general expression for the series of we can see in the hydrogen spectrum. That is, the expression is 1 by lambda, that is nu bar is equal to R into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Here R is the Rydberg's constant, which takes the value 109,678 per centimeter. That is called the Rydberg's constant. We know that lambda is the wavelength. And n1 and n2 are whole numbers, which comes from 1 to infinity. It takes the value 1 to infinity, where n2 greater than n1. That is, if n1 is equal to 1, n2 will be 2, 3, 4. It goes up to infinity. So this is the general expression which was given by Jonas Rydberg for the several series of hydrogen spectrum. These are the different series of hydrogen spectrum. Here you can see Lyman series, Balmer series, Pascal series, Brackett series and Pfund series. These are named after the discoverers. The first 5 series of lines that corresponds to n1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are known as Lyman, Balmer, Pascal, Brackett and Pfund series respectively. That is, if an electron absorbs energy and transfer to higher energy state, and when I told you that it comes back to the normal state by emitting radiations. When it comes to the n1, n is equal to 1 state, it is known as, the series thus produced is known as Lyman series. When the electron come back to the n2 series, n2 energy state, then we will call it as, the series thus produced we call it as Balmer series. And if the electron come back to the energy state n is equal to 3 means, we call the series thus formed series as Pascal series. And next is, when it returns to n is equal to 4 and there will be some radiations emitted, those series we call it as Brackett series. So last one is Pfund series, when it returns to n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5 means its fifth energy state. So these are the series of the spectral lines in hydrogen spectrum. Here in this tabular column we can see that the Lyman series spectral regions, where the Lyman series lies in the ultraviolet region, Balmer series lies in the visible region. I have told you that that is the only series we can see, and that is Balmer series. It comes under the visible region, hence we can see the Balmer series. Other one is Pascal series, Brackett series and Pfund series. All these lies in the infrared region of the spectrum. Now there are some common features of line spectra. That is, of all elements, the line emission spectra of the hydrogen is the simplest one. As we take the line spectra of the heavier elements, it becomes complex. But there are some common features of all the line spectra. They are, line spectrum of the element is unique. That is, it can be used as the fingerprint of for each element. The same way that we identify the people using fingerprints. So the next feature is, there is a regularity in the spectrum of each element. That is the second feature of the line spectrum of each and every element. That is, we can find the, if we get the line spectra of an element, we can identify which element is that.